And welcome back to Our Voice, Our Opinion. We just want to welcome you all to a new season. We're back online once again. We want to say to our friends, Jamo and Bernita, we miss you guys. They moved on, and they actually moved. So literally moved.
Another state.
Yes. But we just want to say hey to them, and you never know, you might see them here once again. We're going to have a lot of special guests. Fred is still with us, but he's out today. So let's jump right into it. We're going to talk about what's in the news with the football player for the San Francisco 49ers, Colin Kapernick.
Yep.
As he sat down during the national anthem. Yes. And he said he's going to continue to sit down during the national anthem until things get better in this world. And the question starts us out.
You gotta forget the national anthem.
But the thing is, do we have to stand? Do we have to salute?
Do we have to?
Okay, so
for the national anthem.
Let's address his action first.
Okay.
Was it right or was it wrong? In my opinion, personally, I think he has the right to do whatever he wants to do. That's the thing this country's built on. It's built on freedom. So he has the right to stand or sit wherever he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? So he has that freedom. I know the news is blasting him, saying this is a country that was made for you. You should respect it and do the things that's of this country or whatnot. But in his own defense, he has the right to do that.
Did something specific happen where he sat down, or is this just like a general rule in lieu of everything that's been happening in Black America?
Well,
he's like, I'm taking a seat.
Well, he decided because of the mass increase of police brutality against civilians or particular African Americans. He decided that he wants to sit down and not salute during the flag or pledge allegiance as a protest, and that got a lot of backflack with him. I personally, do we have the right? Because of the freedom of religion that we have in this country, you have the right not to stand up because we're not a communist country,
right?
Fortunately, when given the opportunity to use your position of fame or your gift, your celebrityness to do a protest, that is a powerful message. It is. And I think someone like him, I kind of applaud him because he doesn't matter. He doesn't care what people think about him, and he's willing to stand up for what he thinks is an unjust situation to try to say that we need to draw attention to.
You saying that his act is bigger than what we're actually looking at, because if you think about it, Muhammad Ali did the same thing.
Clearly.
Him and Jim Brown all stood up and said, no, we're not going to do this and that. And he was stripped of his title and all of that stuff. So you're saying that he took that moment and said, okay, no, I'm not going to, because they were talking about Gabby Douglas. She didn't salute or something like that.
Her hair and her chest.
So should we have to do that?
It's not law. That's the thing about it. But think about it. It's not a law. It's not something where it says it's written.
Because I don't salute. When I hear the song, I don't. I really have a way about the song.
But still, let's go to the context of everything though. Let's put it in context. This is not a law.
It's
you know
not
what I'm
a
saying?
law.
You have the freedom to do whatever you want to do.
Not a law.
So the wrath that comes behind this, nobody has foundation to even argue against what he did, because it's not a law.
It's not a law, but I think what people are arguing is the fact of respect. What people are saying is there are people losing their lives every single day in the name of this flag, right? So we are the United States of America, and with that comes certain privileges. With those privileges fly under the right of that flag. Right? So what they're saying is this flag represents the set of privileges that we live under, that people have died for, and that people are still fighting for.
His privileges are right.
For
who?
No, but I understand that it may not be fair, but there are still things that we enjoy in this country.
Yeah. So
whether it's white, black, or whatever, what they're saying is we should respect that and honor that.
Good point.
For that reason. Now, I understand what you're saying, that we have certain liberties and religious freedom to make that choice. Exactly. That also flies underneath that flag.
Yeah.
So I understand what they're saying, but I think the argument is somebody died so that you have the right to do this, and on this grand stage, you disrespect it.
Right. And that's an excellent point. But here's another argument against that. Okay. So let's take the national anthem itself. Okay. It was written by Francis C. Scott. You know what I'm saying? It was written by him in a day and age where slavery was still in place. Okay. This is a person. It actually wasn't even a song. It was a poem. Okay. So it was written as a poem, and it was something that was basically laying a landscape of what America was about. And even within that song, he still, even though it talks about freedom at the beginning of the song, you go further in the song and you can see where it still talks about slavery and slavery being attached and him following it. Francis Scott was still a believer in slavery. He still wanted slavery to be part of the American system because he thought that, let's look at his thoughts. He thought that blacks were the inferior race. Okay, like they were a race.
Everyone did.
Right, but he was one of them that never stood up for a black person. You know what I'm saying? He thought that we were made to be slaves. Okay, he didn't see no other way. So how can you have a song about freedom, but yet still believe that human beings should be in slavery? This is a song that still incorporates slavery on the third verse. So for Kaepernick to sit down, he actually got a right to say, how y'all contradict yourself? This is the land, home of the free, or land of the brave, home of the free, whatever, however it goes. And he's saying, how can y'all say this in one instance, but then later on down the road, y'all got human beings still in chains.
But our entire system...
And y'all acting it out.
Our entire American system is contradictory. So how many things are we going to sit down for? That's the only thing that I would argue is if you're going to go to that level of principle, there's so many systems that we have in America. Think about affirmative action.
Let's go back to Rosa Parks. Rosa Parks sat down during a time where it was lawful for an individual to get up and a black individual to get up from the front of the bus to go on the back. She broke the law, okay, by just staying there and showing, now this is in the law, and showing that this system that you all have is corrupt. How can you treat me, a human being that bleeds just like you, like a dog? And that's where Colin was coming in at, is saying this system that we have in place is still treating blacks like dogs. How can you just treat us like second-class citizens?
All of the systems are that way.
Let me say this.
Corporate America's that way. The educational system's that way. The judicial system's that way. Yeah. So do we sit down for it all?
Well, let me say this. There are many followers, but few leaders. And throughout our history and generation, it takes someone like Colin to stand up for what he believes in to make a social change. And most of us just follow. We don't understand our history. We don't understand why we're doing certain things. And the fact that he's doing this, it sheds light. People will understand why is he doing this. So it forces them to look at their history. It forces them to say, there's a division. What's going on? Why is someone with such great talent deciding to sit down for such a country that I love and I would die for? But the fact is that our country is divided because we don't talk about these things. And I have great respect for him, but going back to what you said about the flag and what you said, our country, the symbolism, our country should be freedom for everyone. The flag does represent our country, but however, we're not all free under that United States. And until we can say one justice for all and freedom for all, we're going to have more people like Colin standing up and fighting for the right. So I highly support it.
Yeah, and if you let's a great instance of what went on in South Carolina. You remember they took the Confederate flag down from their state capital. Okay, think about the symbolism. Yeah, it did.
But what happened? People had to bring it to their attention for that to happen. And I think it's very important that we have to bring things to people's attention to say, okay, look, this is a grand stage. Definitely.
If it's on TV, everybody's watching it. Everybody's going to talk about it. And I think that he took that opportunity to say, okay, you know what? I don't care about this. I don't care about that. I'm going to say, for me, and that's what he said. For me, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And take
So I think we should. I think we should continue that conversation
definitely
on our Facebook page, our YouTube page, and all of that. So leave your comments. We got off to a great season.
Colin, we respect at least you having your strong opinion.
Yeah. So keep it up and keep watching, and we'll be right back.